Oh, and for some reason my mic cut out when I did that. Right. If this could all stop messing around as much as it is, I'd be very, very happy. But for some reason, my stream has completely changed since last time I did anything with it. I love it when OBS auto-updates and messes up all of my settings and I have to go through and manually reconnect everything and make it all correct again before I start streaming. But I don't have the time to do that because I'm doing other stuff. It's always brilliant. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Imola this evening. We are going to get going here in racing in just a couple of minutes, but for now I'm just going to switch it to autocam and let you see these cars in their in all their glory, in all their wonderful liveries, because I had time to do a livery sync this evening. Always nice. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back again. Sorry for that short break. I just went and got myself a drink. I could feel that my mouth was rather dry and I didn't want a repeat of what happened last week where I had to leave the stream early. So I am here and I am ready to go. But we are getting ready to go. Oh, the Bentley. I love this car more than life itself. I know that sounds ridiculous, but this Bentley looks so, so good. At the moment, it is Fernando who sits at the top of the timing boards in this free practice session. But obviously, we have got qualifying still to come, so I doubt it will be staying that way for too long. So yes, we are getting ready now, just 5 minutes left of the free practice session as O'Sullivan goes to the top of the timing sheets here in free practice by about a tenth of a second. At the moment, 18 drivers in the lobby. We were expecting 2021, so I expect we will have more joining as we get into qualifying and deeper into the qualifying session. Pretty much, wow, we've got a fair chunk of cars out on track right now. Only 5 cars currently sit in the pit lane. So 13 cars. Yeah. So 13 cars are out on track as it stands. Quite a large pace spread, but that's pretty standard here at TOGA. We're open to all abilities and all experiences. So even if it's your first week in sim racing, as long as you can keep it on the track and keep it safe, then it is not too bad. Do I have a new mic? No, I turned on NVIDIA Broadcast because I remembered that that's an item that I have on my PC, which is always handy to remember to do that because it is a vital tool to have, just for an extra layer of sound filtering, so there's less hiss in the background, and it's got more noise reduction on it, so it is NVIDIA Broadcast is a brilliant piece of kit. Completely free. It comes as standard with any NVIDIA GPU. And it's an absolutely fantastic tool. The noise reduction on it is as good as some paid sound filtering applications. And, you know, why bother paying for it when I can get NVIDIA Broadcast to do it for free, right? It's like a 400 megabyte download. You know, it's a fantastic app. Anyone who does any sort of commentary or just doesn't have a brilliant mic, especially if you get a lot of mic hiss, which I used to get a lot of hiss on my microphone, because my fans aren't particularly the quietest in my PC, and because I haven't cleaned them in a while, so they got a lot of dust in them. But yeah, it cuts out all of that hissing really, really well. And just as I said that we were expecting some more people, we've had another person turn up. 19 now, as Junior goes to the top of the field, but only by 600ths of a second, although he is now up by almost a tenth and a half. Although losing that time again through Acca Minerale. An insanely difficult section of corners down through Acca Minerale, especially in these cars. So, with just 7 seconds of free practice left to go, Junior does stay on top by 0.06 of a second. Fernando in the number 23 McLaren is in third at the moment, but we will wait and see how this continues to change and shift, because as we know, through qualifying it will change, it will move around. And for some reason, guys, I'm only seeing 1 like on this stream, and it's me. Come on. We can do better than that, I'm sure. Let's get some likes flowing on this before we get into qualifying. Here we go, 21 cars now in, and when these 2 cars, the 911 and... Oh, there we go, no, they've been, it's been done for them. So, let's get rolling here for qualifying. 'Tis going to be busy. I'm trying to work out who's left the pits first. First out of the pits, I think, might have been Lintner. No, it wasn't. It was O'Sullivan in the number 14 McLaren. And this is where it's going to start getting really, really interesting here in this qualifying session. Imola is such a track... It is such a track position focused racetrack. It's so difficult to make a pass around here that qualifying could really make or break your race. Especially because, you know, track limits are really hardly enforced. Let me phrase that right, because I'm just spitballing. Track limits are strictly enforced here, not just because of the white line, but because Imola is one of those old tracks where it is just gravel. It's gravel and grass. That's pretty much the only concrete runoff, apart from down here at Acca Minerale. And the stuff at Acca Minerale isn't exactly big. You've only got that much tarmac, so if you get it wrong, you are going to travel into that gravel. So getting it right around here is really important, because that grass and that gravel just loses you time. And there's nothing you can do. Once you get into it, it really pulls you, and you just keep having to commit to driving over that grass and over the gravel. So it's going to be really important for these guys that they make the best of their qualifying runs. Because just missing 1 lap because of track limits could cause real problems further down the line with your overall performance. So here we go, still coming around. I think, is O'Sullivan not the first car actually on a timed lap? Have Lintner and that got ahead of him, or is he still... No, he is still the first car, yeah he is. I don't know why it's telling me that he's not, but he is. Oh, he's invalidated his lap anyway. So has Silveria behind, which means the first man on a proper flying lap is Lintner. He is, yeah, looking like he's about a second up at the moment on his best qualifying, on his best lap time from the last session. So this will do good things for him, possibly running more race fuel in that practice session, and now running qualifying fuel can make a really big difference in these GT3 cars, because every kilogram of weight saved is massive. Let's have a look. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 1 minute 42.190 from Lintner. That's immediately bested by Fernando in the 23 McLaren, but only by 0.03 of a second. Really not that much at all. Stevens is coming along in that number 100 AMG. However, we've had Mari come across the line just 0.2 off the pace of Fernando as well. I think Stevens is the next man to cross the line. Is he? No, he's not. I'm telling a lie. I tell you who is. Vogler is the next man to cross the line on a flying lap. Let's see what kind of pace he can pull out of that Audi. It's good pace. Vogler goes to the top by about 0.2 of a second. Next across the line is the number 3 of Tippy Boss. He's 1.2 seconds off the pace at the moment, but I'm sure he'll find that time. Stevens crosses the line. He's 1.6 off the pace as it stands. Next to come to that line is going to be the number 66 of Brooken. Let's have a look. He's going to be a couple of seconds off the pace as well. Yeah, 2 seconds off the pace for him. Then it's going to be the 159 of Martins. He crosses the line and goes 5th respectively. That is 0.6 off the pace for him. Then it's going to be the number 20 machine of Fanara. We'll see what he can do through these final few corners. Which BMW is missing the custom livery? Is it the number 400 of Silverio? Yeah, I thought I was missing that livery, but I wasn't entirely sure. Fanara goes 7th, 1.3 seconds off the pace. I tried to get as much of a livery sync done as I could, but my internet is woefully slow. As O'Sullivan goes to the top of the times by almost 0.3 of a second. Who else just slotted themselves in? It doesn't matter. Fernando goes 3rd, and Silverio puts himself to the top by just over 1/10. Vogler, no, Piva has just slotted himself in 0.6 off the pace. Also coming in now is Airy Fastel going 0.8 off the pace. Then we've got Martins coming in. Potter in the 911. Aston Martin has set a decent time to go 8th, a second off the pace. 9th, sorry, a second off the pace. Vina is there as well. Who else has just gone back up to the top? Jones has in the number 48. Bentley 0.5 off the pace. It is all getting going here in Imola. Lots of drivers setting times consistently, coming out and setting very quick lap times. So it's going to be a busy session as Tippy Boss improves on his time, but only by about 0.04 of a second. Not enough to find him any track position as it stands right now. The number 74 car, that is Meekan, starting his first flying lap. The number 66 finishes a flying lap, but doesn't improve. I think it's the same case for the 159 car. Finished a lap, but didn't go faster. Indeed it was. Then the 570 of Hurst is coming to the line. A second down as it stands is not going to be particularly brilliant from the Mercedes AMG, but that doesn't particularly matter. Still 13 minutes of qualifying left to go, and Hurst now goes 17th, 3 seconds off the pace. Who's just moved themselves up again? Someone has. It was Fanara up to 13th, besting his personal best lap time so far. Someone has just moved themselves further up the grid as well. Who was it this time? I'm trying to work it out, as I think Silverio has just crossed the line and gone even faster again. Indeed he has. That gap to O'Sullivan now almost 0.2 of a second. Looking up here, Mari has crossed the line and gone 4th, just 0.3 off the pace. Vogler comes to the line, lap is invalidated, starts again, keeps pushing. Coming to the line also is the number 42 car. The number 48 car comes to the line but doesn't improve. The 42 car sits 16th, did improve last time out but didn't find any positions. The number 10 car of Junior starts his first flying lap of the session. That's an interesting choice. Tippy Boss is in 14th, has moved himself up, found a couple of places with that improved lap time. Coming to the line is the 159 car. Piva is off at that second chicane. The 159 car of Martins crosses the line and does improve a 142.517 to go 12th overall. Pulls off at that first corner. Who else have we got coming? The 20 car is coming around those bottom 2 corners. Fanara found 0.4 of a second. This could be big. This would move him just outside of that top 10 position at the moment, and that is where it's going to be Oh, it's P12 actually. Doesn't quite find enough time to get Potter. Also coming to the line, we've got the 911 car of Potter. Does he improve? Did he? Yes, I think he did a little bit, but not by loads. As O'Sullivan has gone back to the top of the times in the number 14 McLaren by 900ths of a second. Now it's on Fernando to respond. Fernando, I think, is on an out lap rather than a push lap. No, he is on a push lap, and that's going to be invalid. Yep, but still, 10 minutes, pretty much 11 minutes left to go of qualifying, so plenty of opportunity to work out the kinks in that lap time and improve there. Van Dijk crosses the line, has improved, P13, just a second off the pace. Now the number 8 car has crossed the line, that's Vogler. He didn't improve last time out, he's going again now. Junior has crossed the line and only gone P9, about 8 tenths off the pace. Lots of people now starting that second phase of qualifying, going out on new tyres, low fuel. Now they've got an idea for how the track's feeling, getting going again. Let's try and get that like count up, guys, before we get into the race. We've got 10 minutes. I'd like to see a few more likes than we've got at the moment. But yeah, here we go, looking at that beautiful AMG of Stevens. Looking back up to the top, has anyone improved recently? No, I don't believe so. Oh, that's a lie. Mari has. Mari has gone ahead of Fernando. I've missed that, 3.5 tenths. Just squeaks ahead of Fernando by 300ths of a second. Trying to keep my eye on where all the cars are so that I can be watching the relevant ones as they come to the line is really difficult. Oh, here we go. This is a big gain from Vogler. This lap in the Audi. 6 tenths. He's only 5.6 tenths off of pole. So this could go to pole position for Vogler. It's 6 tenths at the moment. Coming to the line, he is losing a little bit of time on the pull from that final corner, but it's going to be enough to go to provisional pole for now. Yes, it is, by 600ths of a second exactly to O'Sullivan in P2. Also coming to the line, the number 10 car of Junior goes 2.5 tenths off the pace as it stands. Also coming to the line is the 74 car, currently down at the bottom, Meekin. Coming to the line, it's going to be a decent improvement, but I don't think it's going to find them much in the way of positions. Yeah, 18th, 1.5 seconds off the pace, unfortunately. The number 400 car is coming to the line as well. That is Silverio. He is, oh, he's well off. Yeah, so I think this has been a scrapped lap from Silverio. Sorry that I don't have that livery. I did try and do a full livery sync, but my internet is shocking. I live in the middle of nowhere, like in the countryside, so it's really not brilliant. I do apologise. I do my best to try and start it early, but other stuff just gets in the way. Airy Fasttail down in 8th now that Junior's moved himself into 4th. The number 20 car's coming through on a lap, pulls over, has improved, but I don't think has gained any positions. No, he has. That's a lie. He was behind Potter earlier on. So Fanara now finds his way into the top 10. The 159 car is coming on a lap as well. That's Martins. He's 7 tenths down, unfortunately, so he's not going to find anything this lap. Maybe next time out he can have a better run of it. The number 8 car is coming to the line. That's Vogler. He hasn't found any time on this particular lap. He doesn't come into the pits though. He's just going to keep on turning those laps. Behind him directly is Junior. 4 tenths up. Junior's going to go to provisional pole position here. No surprises there. This man has been lighting up the timesheets all season, and indeed he does. Goes to the top of the timing sheet by 2 tenths of a second over Vogler in the number 8 Audi. Behind comes the number 88 car, the double 8 car. That is that? Yeah. Where is that car? There it is. That's Lindner, who didn't improve last time out, but is now improving through turns 1 and 2. Not for long, though. Dips the wheel into the grass, as I said. Self-policing track limits. Always wonderful to have. That's Murray starting a lap there. Yeah, everyone going really full push mode now into the last 6 minutes of qualifying. The number 14 car is going to come to the line. O'Sullivan not improving. He's going to go again though. Also coming to the line is the 911 car of Potter. He needs to improve to get himself into that top 10. As I said, this track is immensely important with track position.
So if you have a good qualifying, it can really make or break your whole race. Cars coming to the line in increasing amounts. The number 42 car of Van Dijk is going to come to the line. He's a second off, had a massive moment through that final corner by the looks of things, as that time is ticking up and up and up and up and up. Next car to come to the line, it's going to be the 88 machine of Lindner. He's just coming through sector 2, but he's 6/10 down as it stands. Not going to be any improvement there for Lindner, unfortunately. Yeah, Lindner stays down for now. Here comes Junior out of the pit lane. Yeah, there he is, rolling now out of the pit lane. Trying to edge ahead of, I believe that'll be Airy Fasttail. Indeed it is. But who have we got on proper flying laps at the moment? The answer is not many people. Oh, there's a massive pack of them here. This is going to be mental trying to keep up with all of this when they cross the line next time out. The number 400 car's on a lap. Silverio, he's down again though, 1.2 seconds. In that, what isn't supposed to be all black, but accidentally is all black BMW. Times are going to start flowing in now. We've got a lot of traffic on track, mostly in Sector 1 and Sector 2. So that's going to be the busy part of the track when all of those people cross the line. The number 66 car is coming to the line. Vogler's gone off in the second chicane. Jones has got a yellow flag displayed next to his name, but hasn't actually lost any time. Maybe just got a little bit sideways into the corner there. The number 66 car is going to cross the line. That's Brooken. Did he find time? He did, but he didn't find any positions, unfortunately. The next car on a lap to cross the line will be Potter, I believe, because I think the number 88 car and all of those guys are on. Oh, as Silverio goes off through Acca Minerale, he's got time to come out and do a lap, but the tyres won't be where he wants them to be, so he might not. Piva comes back to the pit lane, having gone off track as well. The yellow flags are showing all over the place. The 570 car comes back to the pit lane as well. I don't think any of these guys are going to go out. That's a lie. Piva's just been dropped off his jack stands and is going out. But coming to the line now, the 911 of Potter, he needs to find time. He has found time. In fact, this is going to be a big time gain for him. 0.5 of a second coming to the line. This will be big. We'll put him P7, I believe. Indeed it does. Potter goes P7 in the 911 Aston Martin. My favourite contradiction. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Let me mute for a second. There you go, finished sneezing. Didn't want to flashbang your guys' ears, so thought I'd better mute my mic before I sneezed, because that would have been nasty. But yes, everyone has now started their final flying laps of the session, I believe, and I think Silverio is going to be. Oh, Silverio has come back out on track, but I think he might have realised that he doesn't actually have enough time. 2 minutes 20. I mean, he'll get around, but he'll have to hustle it through. The tyres won't be where he wants them. So that's always dangerous. As Fernando's gone to the top of the timing sheet, so I didn't even see that happen. By 1/10 of a second, he goes ahead of Junior, and Fernando now comes out the pit lane, pulls over, and I think might just go back to the pit lane, or is he just getting out of the way of people? Nope, just getting out of the way of people. Maybe Fernando thinking he can squeeze one more lap out of that McLaren to solidify his position. It doesn't matter particularly. Junior's a long way down. However, he is going to get another run at it, and he's got some more clear air in front now than he did before. The 974 and the 21 across the line, but I don't think any of them have found any positions. Oh, Mari did. Mari has found positions ahead of Silverio. Moved forward just by the one position. Was ahead of Potter before that. The number 14 car comes to the line of O'Sullivan. He didn't find any time last time out. The 911 of Potter comes to the line. He didn't find any time last time out. The 159 car comes to the line. I don't even know where that car is on my timing page anymore. Well, that was his best lap, but I don't think he found many positions. Someone's just moved up the order. Who was it? Was it Van Dijk? No, it can't have been. Was it Jones? No. Was it Fastel? Possibly. I'm trying to work out who in that queue of cars has just moved up and juggled everyone down by a little bit. But I really can't work out who it was. Oh well, doesn't particularly matter. Martins goes off in that second chicane, and that'll be his qualifying over. So it'll be P15 at best for him. Coming to the line is the 21 car of Mary. He's 2.5 tenths up. That'll be a big gain for him. Might find himself slotting onto the second row of the grid if it stays as it is at the moment. With which, well, yeah, actually, not many people around him improving. Vogler's in the pit lane, not going to do another lap, so probably starting P3. Everyone around him not improving. O'Sullivan goes off, coming out of the Variante Alta. I do know the names around here. I should start calling them by their names, because I do know the corner names. Because you got Variante Rettifilio, then you got Tamburino. I know it's not Tamburino, it's just the name of a restaurant in my village, so I find it funny to say it. Tamburello down at the bottom, obviously Acca Minerale, and then you got Variante Alta at the top, and then you got whatever the ones at the bottom are called, because they're not the Lesbos, they're the other ones. Because the Lesbos are at Monza. Yeah, not many people finding time. Lindner is actually. Lindner is finding time. Almost 4 tenths now, down to 3 tenths. Would that find him any positions? Maybe. Yeah, Lindner might find himself inside the top 10 before the end of this qualifying session. He isn't the last man on track. The 974 car is the last man on track, but he is not improving. He's breaking even. But no improvement coming from him, just hovering around that similar pace. Lindner really needs, it's going to be 4, maybe 5, possibly 6 tenths of a second by the time he gets to the line. He might find multiple positions here, actually. He might solidify himself really inside the top 10. He does, he goes to P8 overall. Really fantastic final flying lap from Lindner there. Vayner improves as well, but not enough really to go to the top of the timing boards. So, ladies and gentlemen, your grid for the race is Fernando in the number 23 McLaren, followed by the 10 and 21 Ferraris of Junior and Mari. Then Vogler in the number 8 Audi, the first Audi that I've seen racing in one of these series in a long time. Then another McLaren, O'Sullivan, the number 14. I'm going to have a look at the standings in just a minute so that I can update you guys on who is in this championship fight, because there is a championship fight bubbling. Then Silverio in the number 400 BMW, followed by the Bentley, yes, of Jones, the number 48. He's had a string of decent results recently. He's going to be wanting to keep that up. Lindner in the double 8 Ferrari, broken into that top 10. He's struggled in a couple of the last races, but this is really significant forward progress from him. The same can be said for Potter in the 911 Aston Martin, followed by Ari Fastel in the 17 Aston Martin. Newly moved to Fanatec, finding pace already. Brilliant decision from Ari to move to Fanatec. Then we've got the 2 Porsches, the 42 and the 55. There is another one, but these guys just happen to be next to each other, of Van Dijk and Piva. Then Fanara in the number 20 Ferrari. He's had better form in a couple of the other races this season. Clearly Imola not one of his stronger tracks. Vayner in the 974 BMW has had better form in this series as well. Imola not working for him. Martins, the first time I think I've seen him on the grid in the 159 McLaren. Nice to have him come along for this evening. Stevens in the number 100 100 AMG. He's had better pace at a couple of the other tracks that we've done as well, but again, Imola is a difficult one to master. Tippy Boss in the number 3 Ferrari, he's had better looking qualifyings as well, but these guys, you know, they might come from the back of the grid and really mess stuff up for the guys at the front with the pace that they have in hand. Meekin in the only remaining Porsche, the number 74, lines up P18 with Hayden Sweet in the 29 BMW, currently sat in P19. Brucken in the final Ferrari, the number 66 car, sits in 20th, with Hurst in the 570 AMG down in 21st before we get going in this race. I'm going to chase up the championship standings and try and work out how on earth the point systems work, because last time it took me forever to work out. LOL. September Showdown announcements. Results have been published. Ah. Oh, okay, so that's big. So Bray isn't here. Bray isn't here. One of the regulars here, Bray, has not come to this final race of the season, which means that the championship is it's going to be either Junior or Jones that takes this championship. Junior lines up 2nd, Jones lines up 7th as it stands. Mathematically, they can both take it. So can Fernando. In fact, if I've got my point scoring systems right, I think not only can those guys win it, but I think possibly even Silverio could win the championship. And maybe even Piva, Eduardo Piva. If P1 scores 30 points, then any of that top 6 could win the championship tonight, with Bray not attending the final race of the season. I am going to find out what the point scoring system is so that I can feed that back to you guys, because I know you are going to want to know who is in this championship battle and who is out. So looking at the results, race 3, I want the race results. Oh wow, I am completely wrong. There are a lot of people that could take home the championship this race. P1 scores 50 points. Everyone downwards from there scores 1 less point, and 1 point for the fastest lap. So mathematically, actually that excludes a couple of people. Because even if you don't get to the end of the race, you still get your points. So mathematically, with 20 people on the grid, that means the minimum amount of points that will be scored this evening is 29. So mathematically, that would put so if they can score 23, oh, my brain's been forced to do math, 22 points more, and he's currently 27 points behind. So, Eduardo Piva is out of the running, but I think anyone else can take it. So Junior, Jones, Fernando and Silverio, they are the people to keep an eye out on. The number 10 Ferrari, the number 48 Bentley, the number 23 McLaren and the number 400 BMW. They are going to be the guys that we want to keep an eye out. Let's scan through. Where are they on the grid? That's right, you better know that they are all, apart from Piva, Piva's in P12, but then we've got Jones and Silverio starting directly next to each other on the grid, 6th and 7th. Those guys are going to be in a battle because they could realistically, and there's still the places are all up for grabs on the podium as well, on the final podium. So this is going to be a big race. We've got a lot of stuff going on here, because not only is it the fight for the overall championship win, but it's also the fight for the podium positions in the championship as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get going here in just a couple of moments. Let's jump forward, look at our race leader, Fernando. We've got an hour-long race coming your way, a mandatory pit stop for fuel and tyres. That could make a big difference to the complexion of this race as well once it finally gets going. Big gaps being left by Mari and Vogler. That is a strategy for sure. We are going to get going though. Here we go. And we're going to be going green any second. The start line is just down here. It's the solid white line you see at the bottom. There's the green light. And it's a brilliant start from Vogler. Vogler has had an incredible reaction from P4. And is going to find himself in P2 going into the first corner. Indeed he does. Are we going to see any contact further down the order? I think we have managed to get through cleanly. Oh no, there's one car off. It's Silverio. Silverio's off. Silverio is off and he's going to drop down to the back of the pack. Looking forward to the next chicane. I think we managed to get through here cleanly. Do we? Oh, almost contact. Almost a car off the road. There is a car off the road. We rejoined safely. Fernando stays in the lead. Vogler stays P2. Junior P3. Potter is down in P10. Fenara down in P13. But importantly, Silverio is down in 19th. He's got a lot of places to gain if he wants to keep his championship alive. Piva finds himself P8, starting P12. That's a brilliant return for him so far, as he makes up a lot of the places that he needs to be able to fight for a possible podium at the end of all of this. I'm going to be doing mental maths the whole way through this race, so if I miss anything, please don't blame me. I'm trying to work out the championship standings. Martins is around. There's been contact there for sure. That's going to drop him down to the bottom of the order. Silverio up to P17. Hayden Sweet makes a move up the inside of Stevens. Has to cut the second part of the chicane. He'll give that position back. Hayden's a sensible guy. Indeed, he does give that position back. Just hovers on the throttle. Lets Stevens have that position back. Very sensible racing from him. Piva down into P8 as... Oh... Piva down into P9 actually, as Vayner makes a move on Potter in the 911 Aston Martin. It still confuses me to say that. And this top lot are barely separated by anything at the moment. Here we go. Are we going to see a move from O'Sullivan on Mari? It would be big. I don't think he's in the championship fight here. No, he's not. But he could find himself a handful of positions by getting a decent result at the final race here. And yellows as Potter has gone around. Has there been contact? I'm trying to click on him, but I can't because he's falling down the order so quickly. And Fenara's round as well. And Vayner. And oh, big crash. Lots of people involved in that one. Who else is involved? Eri Fastel is involved. That Aston Martin has had a heavy hit on the front end. So is Fenara. Let's have a little bit of a rewind and see if we can catch what's happened. Oh, Fenara's gone into the back there. And then there's been contact with Vayner that has sent Eri Fastel around. Which Porsche was that? Was that... I think it might have been Piva. Indeed, it was Piva. Piva has had contact from the rear, which has affected Fenara and Eri Fastel. That moves Silverio back up to 14th, which means he'd be scoring, 50 minus that many is 36 points. That's the race results. I need the overall standings. So I don't think he'd be safe from Fernando, because Fernando is leading. So Fernando's likely to score 50 points here, which would be massive for him. That would take him to 182 total. Junior at the moment would be scoring 47, so that would take him to 190 something. So that immediately puts that out. I'm trying to keep up with everything that's going on, but I'm doing so much maths it's making my little brain steam. Oh, I can feel the cogs grinding, guys. It's hurting my brain. But here we go. We've still got some intense battling up here. Junior looking to get past Vogler. In all fairness, I don't think he needs to do much to seal this championship. Finish anywhere inside the top 5 and he should be good. Jones is fighting to keep his podium position as it stands. Because at the moment, down in P7, would he? No, he wouldn't. Maybe, actually. 43. He's scoring 50. And he's only 5 points behind. So at the moment, Jones would... No, he'd stay P3. Junior would go to the top. Fernando would slot in P2. And Jones would be P3 with Bray currently falling down to P4 at least. Because Silverio is down in P14. So he'd be scoring 36. So he would jump Bray as well. Bray's going to find himself falling well down the order here, dependent on how everyone else scores in this race. Junior still all over the back of Vogler. He's got the run now. The gap's a 10th coming towards turn 1. He is all over the back as they pass some lap traffic. I think that was probably the 159 of Martin's. Indeed it was. Oh, as Mary's gone round. What's happened to Mary? Was it just a solo mistake? That moves O'Sullivan and Jones up in the order. Did he? Oh, he tried to go for the move on the lap traffic. Caught too much curb. Had a half spin. Did a good job not letting that go all the way round, in all fairness. But that moves up Jones, Van Dijk, Peaver. Yeah, Peaver finds position as well. Now up to P8. So that would be him scoring 42 points. So the final standings are going to change quite a lot. Junior still struggling to get past Vogler. Jones looking to get past Lindner. This could be big for him, holding on and maybe even improving on his position, because a couple more points and he would come out ahead of Fernando and take P2 overall in the championship. Looking down the order, Silverio is now P13, having gotten past Hayden Sweet, and I have a funny feeling he might pull this train up to the back of Stevens in the number 100 Mercedes. Jones now just 2/10 behind Lindner. Is he going to get the switch back on the exit of the chicane? He's had the better run. It lines him up with the inside line for Ravazza. That's the name. Ravazza 1 and Ravazza 2. I've remembered now because there's a house on the outside. There we go. So Jones does make that move up to P5. 5-second penalty for car number 14. That's O'Sullivan. 10-second penalty for car number 14. That puts Jones up to P4 as it stands. That's big for Jones. What's happened there? I will try and find out. Let's get in the Discord and look at the incident chat. September Showdown incidents. I'm going to see Fudge typing away in here, I'm sure. Yes, I am. I will let you know what that penalty is for just as soon as I get to it, and then I'll have a look in the log and see what the contact was. Oh, I think it may have been for contact with the number 400 car, Silverio. Oh, so that's what caused Silverio to lose all of those positions. Let's have a little bit of a replay of this. Was this lap 1? Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, Silverio into... Yeah, O'Sullivan into the back of Silverio. He did leave the track, but he rejoined safely. Yeah, collision with car number 400 on lap 1, so that's going to cost O'Sullivan 10 seconds on the end of his race. Silverio climbing back up through the order, overtaking Stevens into Tambirello, as Hayden has had a moment. He's fallen down the order, down behind Airy Fastel now. That Aston Martin still looking a little bit damaged on the front, but I don't think it's actually too bad. Van Dijk is all over the back of Lindner, who's just gone off track, so this is going to be a position gain for Van Dijk, I think, on the inside coming towards Variante Alta. Indeed it is the highest point on the track, although, oh, as Piva cuts the corners there, so he'll be giving that position back to Lindner, I would think, although I don't know if he can now, because Mary's overtaken Lindner as well, but Piva's going to find a big penalty coming his way, so he might as well, it's better for him to just give the positions back. I don't know why he's holding on to them. It's better for him to give the positions back and overtake them again than to take the 10 seconds penalty that he'll get for doing that, because that was a massive corner cut. He hopped both of those and overtook at least Lindner, maybe Mary. I don't know if he was ahead of Mary before that happened as well, as Vayner gets past Meekan, so that's going to release Meekan into the hands of Silverio. Junior has fallen off the back now, a little bit of Vogler. He lost 6/10 through those first couple of corners. So maybe a little bit too close to the back of Vogler there. Piva still holding on to these positions, not giving them back at all. That's going to be a slam dunk penalty for Piva, without a doubt. Piva gives the position back to Mary. Does he give the position back to Lindner as well? It would be the sensible thing for him to do, because Lindner is the one that he actually overtook off track. Piva doesn't give the positions back. I don't really know why he's not, because he's just going to get penalised for it. I mean, it's shut and dry, realistically, that he's going to get penalised for this. Because he hasn't given the position back to Lindner, who's the actual guy that he overtook. Car 974 picks up a 5-second penalty. That's Vayner for causing contact with car number 20. That's Fanara on lap... Was that 5 they said there? Or, oh no, also on lap 1. Have we got a contact file for that? I don't think we do. Oh, we do. Here we go. I tell you what, let's click on to Vayner. Oh, Silverio's gone round. Silverio has gone round. What's happened here? Silverio behind Meekan again. Does he just get it wrong on his own? Goes off into the gravel. Takes the second corner. What happens here then? Because he's just lost all of these positions randomly out of nowhere. Why is he just randomly pulled over and stopped on the side of the track? What's going on? Why would you do that? And now he's spun in the middle of the corner. Spun in the middle of Tambirello. He gets moving again, but what is Silverio doing right now? He's all over the place. Doesn't look like he's in any sort of control of that BMW right now. There we go, it looks like he's got it back, but that was weird. He just completely stopped in the middle of the track. I've never really seen anything like that. Just to come to a standstill on the middle of the pit straight like that is is mental. He just completely stopped. Just came to a complete standstill down the main straight, and now he's having to overtake all these people again. Stevens gets overtaken by Potter. Jones is looking to overtake O'Sullivan and does overtake O'Sullivan. He's now going to be a threat to Junior. This could be big. This is big for the championship if Jones can get up to the back of Junior in that Bentley. Has he started maybe with a little bit less fuel to be able to push earlier on? Jones is 10 points behind Junior in the Bentley. So he needs to finish at least 10 positions ahead of Junior to take the championship overall. It would need to be a big mistake from Junior for that to happen, or a big penalty to Junior for that to happen. But I don't think he's had a single contact file against him all race. Let me have a look at race control. Has he been involved in anything? No, not so far. So I think the chances of anything there is going to be relatively low. As Potter gets past Meakin, Meakin's made a mistake there, and now Stevens is looking to get past as well. Coming down towards Ravazza 1, Tippy Boss almost goes for a move, almost hits the back of Meakin. He manages not to, but he does make the move on Stevens. O'Sullivan comes into the pit lane early, 10-second penalty. Is he going to serve it in the pit stop? I don't know if he can, and I don't know if it will force him to. Curb moment. Let's have a look. O'Sullivan pulling the gun relatively early here on the pit stop cycles. I didn't think we'd see many people coming in until probably around the halfway mark, but he comes into the pits, goes up on the jacks, and we'll see if he serves this 10-second penalty. I think he is, because that car hasn't gone up on its jacks as of yet. He's almost been stationary for that 10 seconds. Will we see the car go up on the jacks? No, apparently. Okay. So Peever's fighting with Van Dijk. Jones is closing in on the back of Junior by a second a lap. That's big. That is big for Jones. He is really, really closing up on the back of Junior in the number 10 machine. This is for the championship fight, but unless something goes significantly wrong, I can't see Junior coming out anywhere but first. But we will wait and see. Again, Jones gaining by about a second on that last lap, which is big. Junior still gaining Peever on the back, but Lindner is right on the back of Peever. Just a tenth separating those two into Ackerman or Ali. That gap opens up a little bit. Lindner just taking it careful on the brakes. Always better to be safe than sorry. You don't want to punt him. Very sensible. And actually, has O'Sullivan maybe pulled the early box to come out in the clean air? Peever gets past Van Dijk. Has he cut that chicane as well? Because he was over a second back. There's no way he's made that position cleanly. Oh, maybe he has. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he has. Fair enough. So Piva must have had Van Dijk even must have had a really bad run out of very anti-alpha there. But now Piva has got Van Dijk and Lindner right on his back coming down towards turn 1. How effective is the draft? It's not looking like it's doing too much for Van Dijk at the moment. He does pull out just to show himself to the inside, try and pressure a mistake, but it doesn't work. Stevens on the back of Tippy Boss, looking to move up to P12, under braking, shows himself to the inside, doesn't make the move. Tippy Boss goes off on his own, the pressure has worked. Tippy Boss rejoins, no contact there, thankfully. Both of those guys continue with their race. Tippy Boss looking now maybe like he's going to get passed by Airy Fasttail into the second chicane. He doesn't. That Aston Martin does have a lot of front end damage, so it's going to be hard to get that thing around the corners. Last time out, Jones was slower than Junior, but only... No, Jones was faster, but only by about a hundredth of a second, rather than a second, like he has been previously. As Fernando continues to kind of just pull away in the lead. He has had a couple of invalid laps back to back, but he's run the fastest overall lap time of a 41.2, and now he comes into the pit lane with 39 minutes to go. Does Vogler follow him? Does Vogler stay out? Vogler stays out for now. Junior, the next car in the fight. Does he box? No, he stays out. Does Jones box? No, Jones stays out. All of these guys will have put in different amounts of fuel for where they think is best to box. Generally, I would say it would probably be as close to halfway through the race as possible. But people might really be thinking about ending the race on new tyres and very little fuel, which makes a lot of sense, you know. If you've got the ability to be able to do that, then it makes a lot of sense to have the fuel and tyre advantage as close to the end of the race as possible. But we'll wait and see. Still a lot of the race to go. Over halfway still to go at the moment. As again, Jones faster by about 0.03 of a second, but nothing more. Which will be annoying him. He'll want more out of this, and he's just not getting it at the moment. And that gap has widened a little bit this lap. That's because Junior has gone faster. Junior almost about to lap O'Sullivan. That's how much time he lost in the pit lane. Vane is in the pit lane. That BMW has quite a lot of damage on the front of it that hasn't been fixed by the looks of things. 42 gets a drive through for track limits. Who's that? That's Van Dijk. So that will promote Lindner and some other guys. Silverio is back up to P13. Obviously still needs to box, so he'll come out behind Fernando and Vayner and O'Sullivan, the guys who have already pitted. But Jones this lap is going to be down. He was down last lap as well. Yeah, Jones falling further away. 4 seconds down, pushing too hard now. Lindner closing up on the back of Piva, but nothing much going that way as well. As Lindner comes in, Jones is in as well. Behind Vayner. Again, Vayner in the pits. So Jones comes out. Oh, it's going to be a way behind. A long way behind Fernando. Fernando's found a lot of time. 974 gets his stop and go cleared. I'm going to assume he sped in the pit lane there. But if that's how much time Fernando found on fresh tyres, then it'll be interesting to see how much Jones can find on fresh tyres now that he's out the pit lane and ready to go. Can he close that gap down? Because the gap's now about 20 seconds. To Fernando, it was only about 11 when he when Fernando came into the pits. So that is a large amount to have go. So let's see what Jones can do on these new tyres. Lots of gaps opening up around the field now, but lots of people in the pits. Mary's in the pits, Piva's in the pits, Vogler's in the pits, Junior is in the pits as well. I think that's in response to Jones pitting just immediately afterwards as Ari Fasttail gets past. Oi! What has happened there with Ari Fasttail? On board with Stevens. Oh, Ari Fasttail has seen the lapped car and has then just braked way too late. Managed to avoid everyone though. But possibly big contact with the wall there for Ari Fasttail. I don't think it has been. I think he's managed to get away with it, which is quite impressive. So Fernando has come out well ahead of Junior. Junior's come out well ahead of Jones. Jones had either had a really long pit stop or had a really slow in lap. I'm not sure which one it was. Harry Fastow comes to the pits. Junior's only 4 tenths behind Vogler. This would be for P2 overall. And Hayden Sweet is just behind the both of them, but Hayden hasn't boxed yet. Look at that beautiful TOGA Motorsport livery. Nice work, TV1 camera. Capturing that as it goes by. Just waiting now on the action. Who's that coming into the pit lane? It's Stevens, Potter, Hayden Sweet is in as well. Fernando now chasing down these guys at the front. I don't know what Silverio is holding out for. Junior still all over the back of Vogler, but hasn't been able to make anything work so far. Junior right on the back of Vogler, but still nothing going down towards that second chicane for him at the moment. Jones is 10 seconds behind. Fernando is 6 seconds ahead of Vogler, but these guys are going to lose time now that they're battling each other. The Audi looking a little bit more skittish on new tyres. Still nothing going for Junior at the moment. Still struggling to get past Vogler. The gap 0.2 of a second. But not able to make any ground. Murray only 0.8 behind Jones now as Vogler goes a little bit deep coming through the first chicane. Does that give Junior the run towards the second? It might. The gap's still 0.1. Does Junior go later on the brakes? No, he pulls back in behind. Thinks better of it for now. The sensible decision, I would say. Here we go, the move is going to happen this time for Junior up the inside. A better run out of the final corner. And if he can get this done, it will pretty much all but solidify the championship. Oh, there's contact. Junior goes off. I think Vogler's going to give him the position. It looks like it. Yeah, Vogler does. Very good sportsmanship there from Vogler. That's what we're all about here in TOGA Motorsport. Good sportsmanship is a vital skill to have when racing. Van Dijk looking to get past Tippy Boss, coming down towards the Ravazzas. Oh yeah, that was close. Tippy Boss outbreaks himself and goes deep. Murray looking to get past Jones. Jones really needs to hold this position if he wants to have a chance of looking for holding on to the podium. And at the moment is holding on. Murray still not able to get past as Meakin comes into the pits and releases Fernando. He's now 10 seconds ahead of Junior. Oh, sorry guys. I am rather tired, but I am going to get through this. Mary's still not able to make any ground. Vogler is sticking on the back of Junior, but I don't think he'll be able to make a pass there. As Tippy Boss has gone off track, has there been contact? Let's have a look, or has he just outbroke himself on his own? Oh yeah, too much curb. Easy mistake to make. Ooh, almost has a full spin, manages to catch it. Very nicely done. Potter is looking to get past Linda. That gap 0.8 of a second. Mary is closer to the back of Jones now than he has been before. As Potter hasn't managed to get out, hasn't been able to get past Lindner, just staying behind for now. Lindner having a really good lap, that's probably why. The gap between Mary and Jones down to 0.1 of a second. Jones not had a good run through Tamburello. Mary sticks with it, but isn't able to find much at the moment as it stands. He's struggling along, but not a lot coming his way. Jones is doing a really good job of parking that Bentley. Not that that's a difficult thing to do. It is the width of about 3 nations. Meekin has had a moment. Has he? Or has he just come into the pit lane and for some reason it's registering him as being yellow flag? Oh no, he has had contact with the inside wall. That's why I registered as a yellow flag, because he then stopped and I'm assuming then spawned back to the pit lane. Yeah, so I'm assuming that'll be Meekin probably retiring from the session rather than making a pit stop. Let's wait for it to go back to the actual cast. There we go. As Tippy Boss and Brooke are now having a fight. These guys have come together before, but managing to stay away from each other's quarter panels this time. Silvario sits P10. He could do with a couple more points. Meekin said he was retiring as he needed a wee-wee. That's, honestly, I've been there. I've been there before. I've been there. I can 100% relate to what's going on there. I've retired from races before because I've needed to go to the loo. I'm not even ashamed to say that. In fact, there was one time I was supposed to be doing an endurance race, and I was supposed to be doing a triple stint. I was supposed to be doing a triple stint, and I was 2.5 stints deep. And I said to the lads, look, I don't know who's supposed to be next. I don't care who's supposed to be next. They're getting in the car, and they're getting in the car now, because I am literally about to go to the loo in my rig. And the lads were just like, okay. The lads were like, okay, fine, the next person's here, it's chill, we'll get on it. So yeah, came into the pits at the end of the lap, and my poor teammate, who'd only been asleep for about 4 hours, wasn't supposed to be driving through the night, came on and did an hour and a half. As Silveria gets past Stevens, he makes a mistake. So it's yeah, looking like Silveria's made the position there nice and smooth, not too difficult for him as it was because Stevens went off. Always easier to make a move in those conditions than in any others. So yeah, Silverio now up into P9. It's big for him. Vogler still holding on to the back of Junior. Jones not particularly catching these guys at the moment. The gap has shrunk a little bit, but I think it was when they were fighting. It's now growing again, with Mary still just outside a second behind. So it might not be long until we get stuff coming from 100, the number 100 car. Who's that? That's Stevens. Gets a drive-through penalty for track limits. That's unfortunate for him. Vogler now just 3/10 behind Junior, but I think Junior is likely to take the championship here. It's going to be interesting to see if Vogler can get back past here, as Potter is pulled back up to the rear end of Lindner. Still right on the back, Vogler right on the back as well of Junior. But not much going for him at the moment, unfortunately. Vogler not able to find a lot into the last 10 minutes of the race. Junior looks like he's pretty much guaranteed to seal the championship here. Still nothing going for Vogler. He can't find a way past. Getting past Stevens though, that would have been important. He didn't lose too much time whilst doing that either. Murray is right on the back of Jones, but there's not much going there either. Hayden is right back on the tail of Brook, and it'll be interesting to see if he can get anything done with just 8 minutes of the race remaining. Yeah, Vogler and Murray, neither of them able to find a way through at the moment. As Hayden Sweet has got past Brooken. P13, I think, would be one of Hayden's better results in this season. Yes, it would be. P12 his best result so far. Meanwhile, for Fernando, currently leading by, what's the gap now, 11.3 seconds with 6 minutes to go. This would be his first win of the season. It would be Jones' second highest finish of the season. It would be Murray's highest finish of the season by... No, it wouldn't actually. He won in round 1. And then had a massive dip off in form, P10 in round 2, and did not start last time out at... I want to say Barcelona. Was it Barcelona last time out? I think it must have been. It was Barcelona. Someone in chat tell me if I'm right. Was it Barcelona? I'm pretty confident it was Barcelona last time out. I mean, of course, I could just look through the past streams and find out. But... that sounds like a lot of effort, I'm not going to lie. Let's have a look. Round 4, backwards championship. Round 4, Rookie Wednesday. Round 2, Zolder. Oh, we've skipped a week. Why have we skipped a week? Do we have previous live videos on here?
You must do. Rookie Wednesday, round 5 at the Nürburgring. Live coverage of Backwards Champion round 5 was yesterday. Last week, September Showdown, Barcelona. Yes, I am right. It was Barcelona. Anyways, back to what's going on here, which is more important. I'm just getting sidetracked. 5 minutes to go, less than. Pretty much 4 minutes now. Yeah, Mary not able to get past. Lindner has been passed by Potter though. I don't know what that does in terms of championships. I don't think it changes anything. .3 from Junior to Vogler. There's been a position change there that I've missed. Vogler getting past Junior. We haven't had many contact files come in. There was one with that Vogler and Junior contact, but they... but obviously the position were given back, so that's chill. But now we're just 1 minute and 25 left to go. How far up the road is Fernando? Next lap will be the last lap. And with it, Fernando will seal the championship. No, he won't. I lied. Junior will seal the Fernando... Jesus, the Fernando ship? Man, I'm so tired. They'll get... Junior's winning the title. He's not. Junior is. I do know what I'm talking about sometimes, I promise.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
So this is the last lap of the race. When the clock ticks down to 0...
So this is the last lap of the race. Fernando's going to come home to win, but Junior is going to take the all-important championship points. That will put him at the top.
The leader has finished the race.
So Fernando crosses the line in first. Vogler comes home second with Junior in third. Jones is going to come home fourth overall. A decent final race, enough to stay on the podium just, I think. I'll have to do some maths on that and double check, but I think it will be. Murray comes home fifth with Potter coming home in sixth in just a minute. Then Lindner will come home in seventh with O'Sullivan behind them, with a drive-through penalty to serve, so he won't be able to serve that now, so it'll be converted to, what, probably a 30 or 40 second penalty at the end of this, which will knock him back to at least outside the top 10, if not further. Everyone below P13 has finished on account of being a lap down. So that is the end of the race. So if my maths is correct, that means Junior has taken the September Showdown Championship on points. O'Sullivan came home, managed to hold on to P9 and got converted to a 30-second penalty. Fasttail in P10, then Tippy Boss, Van Dyke, Fanara, Brucken, Hurst, Hayden Sweet, Stevens, Vayner, Meakin and Peaver round out the list. Although there might have been a couple more. Martin's out early, Peaver out early, Meakin out early. So 18 drivers only finishing the race. But as it stands, Junior does take the championship win overall, but we'll wait and see how it stays once we've been through the appeals process in terms of penalties. Number 8 car apparently stopped out on track. Indeed it is. Possibly having run out of fuel, I would guess. Maybe. I don't know. It's weird to have happened. But yes, apparently must have run out of fuel. Yeah, I would guess so. People leaving the session now, so we are going to as well. But as it stands, there we go, we've got Fernando in the comms box waiting room. So let's get Fernando in here. Right, Fernando, welcome to the comms box. A brilliant, brilliant race from you. You know, I mean, pole and led all the way through. The gap just grew and grew and grew. Why has he moved?
Oh.
Hello, Fernando?
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the comms box. A brilliant race from you. Took pole, you know, not by a massive amount, but, you know, pole is pole, no matter how little the gap is. And then just through the race, just pulled away and pulled away. The early pit stop was a strategy that I wasn't expecting to work, but it really worked out in your favour. The pace early on those new tyres allowed you to grow that gap to about 10 seconds, and then it stayed there for the majority of the rest of the race. Really, really dominant performance, and it means that you come out overall on the podium in the September Showdown Championship.
Yep. Fantastic. First ever proper win now. Uh, yeah, best race I've done. Definitely. It was leading the whole race. I got pole. Definitely could have got pole by a little bit more. Was a few times in that lap. Missed some corners, but got a good start. They started fighting behind me, and it was perfect after that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the biggest threat for you this race, I think, was Junior, and Vogler just took him on the whole race. Those guys were constantly battling, which meant you didn't have to worry about anything going on behind for the whole length of the race, because neither of them were gaining time on you because they were too busy fighting each other. But I mean, a massive, massive congratulations. The race was, I mean, completely dominant. You didn't lead every lap. You know, it wasn't like a crazy flag to flag lead. But the strategy you took was clearly the correct choice.
Yeah, it works really well. I like had light fuel, tried to get like a good start, lightweight car, and it definitely worked. Had a good pace at the start, and also had good pace in the second stint. They also fighted in the second stint with Junior and Vogler, so it was the best race I've done.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, a massive congratulations on coming third overall in the September Showdown. Obviously, only a 4-race series, but with so many points on offer at every single round, it doesn't particularly matter where you finish. You don't lose too much to the guys around you. And the 51-point return that you had from today's race was massive. If my maths is correct, you come home P3. There's a possibility that you come home ahead of Jones in the Bentley, but I'd have to do a little bit more. I'd have to do a little bit more maths, and it's getting late where I am, so my brain isn't working. But a massive congratulations for finishing on the podium overall in the September Showdown. Where will we see you driving next here in Toga? Is it going to be? I'm assuming not the rookies anymore, because clearly you are far beyond that pace. But maybe the multi-class championship might be something that piques your interest.
You will see me in the multi-class and also the Porsche Cup.
Also the Porsche Cup, nice, wonderful. Well, I look forward to being able to commentate on your brilliant racing in the near future. Thank you so much for joining me in the comms box. I'll see you next time.
Thanks. Goodbye.
And now we are going to speak to the man who finished P3 on track, but that's not what we're really talking to him for. We're talking to Junior because pre-penalties, he has taken the championship here at TOGA Motorsport's September Showdown. I mean, it was a brilliant drive from you. Some battling, I mean, all the way through the race with Vogler, the number 8 Audi. A little bit of contact with you guys, but massive respect from both of you, giving back positions, giving up the time gained. Just really, really clean and respectful racing, and that's really what we want to see here. How was the race from your point of view? I promise you he's in the voice chat. He's muted at the moment. I don't know if he knows he's muted. Hello? I don't know if he can hear me. I'm going to assume he's... Oh, there he is. There we go.
I was muted in multiple spaces.
Oh, on the headphones and on Discord.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've been there before. Yeah. But as I said, a massive congratulations. Pre-penalties, you've taken home the September Showdown Championship, but from having watched the whole race, I can't see any penalties coming your way. I mean,
I hope not.
yeah, absolutely.
Out there, though. A little bit of door banging a couple of times, but it was very clean. A massive respect to Vogler. He kept it very clean. It was, yeah, definitely an epic battle all the way through. We had a insane pit stop. I think I was right on the limit coming in. But yeah, the car went straight up and we got out of there pretty much side by side, coming out of the pit lane with Vogler, and we were just fighting, yeah, ever since then. So insane battle. I wasn't even aware of the championship battle, but yeah, nice to wrap it up.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
absolutely.
Uh,
Bray, your main rival Bray in the McLaren didn't attend this last race,
I
and
see.
you were, and obviously with the point system here, as basically
Right.
as long as you didn't finish more than 20 positions behind Fernando, you'd won the championship. And
I
obviously
see.
there weren't even that many cars on track at the end of the race. So either way, it was in your hands. But yeah,
Nice.
I mean the battling with Vogler was mental. I kept on looking up, and the gap after the pit stop, the gap never really got above like point 0.6 of a second between the two of you. It was just
Nope.
constantly a really, really hot battle, trying to put each other off, trying those kind of mind games, faking to the inside, trying to force the other guy to brake too late. I mean, that must have been really, really intense from inside the cockpit.
Yeah, it was certainly intense. We were just some corners he was struggling in, some corners I was struggling in. He was much faster than me, and I guess he was just sort of making the cars, playing to their characteristics. But he caught me at the end. I ran out of tires. I just couldn't hold on anymore. Uh, so yeah, but epic battle. Definitely enjoyed the season. Thank you guys so much, and I can't wait to watch your stream back. Enjoy your commentary. Uh, but thank you so much for the season. And then, yeah, cheers to everyone. It was definitely a massively clean grid for the most part. And yeah, very professional. So definitely enjoyed our time out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward on the Toga Motorsport calendar, what's the next thing we're going to see you racing in? Maybe multi-class catches your eye, maybe the Porsche Cup. Is there anything that you've particularly got your heart set on here in Toga looking forward?
I haven't had a chance to look at the schedule. I usually was involved in the endurance events. So maybe the next upcoming endurance event, you might see an appearance from me. But Porsche Cup sounds very interesting. I'll definitely take a look into some of the events we have going on for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Definitely.
it would be disappointing not to see someone with your pace and racecraft back on the grid here, because it's guys like you that really make racing enjoyable. Lots of sportsmanship, lots of respect, and overall just clean, fast racing. It's what we're aiming for. So to have you back on the
Thank
grid
you.
would be a great honour.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And yeah, I wouldn't be going anywhere. I'll be back for sure.
Absolutely, that's good to hear. Well, I mean, a massive congratulations on wrapping up the championship. Obviously, only a 4 race sprint series, but overall, you didn't really put a foot wrong. The results were relatively consistent. You took home big points every single race when you had the opportunity to do so. And yeah, just from my end, all I can say is a massive congratulations. And yeah, I
Yep.
hope to see you on the grid moving forwards.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cheers, buddy. We will definitely talk in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good rest of your night, mate.
You too,
In
buddy.
a bit.
All right.
Right, well then, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all from my side. Thank you for being here with me tonight. Sorry that I've been a little bit off my game. I've had a little bit of a rough day. But I promise you I will be back on my game when we get into next week. We've got a lot of action coming up next week. Or do we actually? Because we've got the September Showdown is now over. Rookie Wednesday Season 5 is now over. We've still got the Backwards Championship to come. We've still got all the 8s on. That is on Sunday. That's Monday evening. That's tomorrow. And we have got a 24 and 24 race coming up at some point, but I'm not sure when it is. It might not be for a couple of weeks yet. Yeah, so we've definitely got Backwards Championship tomorrow. No, all the 8s tomorrow. Backwards Championship's on a Friday night. So those two will definitely be up. I'm sure Hayden will be making more LFM videos. We're going to have more of our TOGcasts releasing through the week. I'm sure my one's going to be released at some point through the week, where you get to find out a little bit more about who I am and what I do outside of playing pretend racing games and commentating on other people playing pretend racing games. I promise I do take it more seriously than that. It's just the easiest way to describe it to my mates. But yeah, I will see you at some point in the next week. Have a good rest of your evening, everyone, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot for joining me.